thank you again for having me. And thank you to the my fellow Amber students. Great job. I had a little story to tell you as Rotarians. When I was about 4 or 5, maybe no more than 6, my sister and I and my mom went to a gathering and we were supposed to get vaccinations. We were all traumatized by that vaccination because kids were saying it was so painful. But it happened to be the polio vaccination.
Oh my God.
So when I started talking at Rotary clubs, this always just hit my heart really deeply because you sit here today and you're doing something, you think, oh, it's just something small, but it's going further and it's impacting lives. And someday, whatever you do today, somebody else is gonna come in years from now and talk to maybe your children or some other person about the work you've done. So thank you for the work that you do. So as she has already told you, Plant the Seed started in Cameroon, and 2010 we registered it as a 501(c)(3) in the United States because I knew that I could not keep doing the work on my own. I needed people to help me reach more people or reach more underprivileged communities in Cameroon, and we want to grow beyond that. Our vision is creating opportunity for all. Our mission is turning hopes and dreams into reality by creating change opportunities in individual schools, communities across Cameroon and the world through education, sports, and clean water, and many more things depending on the village we're in. So what we do is we go into a community, we find the need. We don't go in with a decided problem to solve. We don't decide, oh, this community needs school, and then we go give them schools. No, we go into that community, we find out what the problem is, and then we solve that problem. That's why our mission statement looks so compounded. What have we done since? We've, this about 2012, partnered with Engineers Without Borders to build a clean water well in a village in Cameroon. There's over 2,000 people in this village, and this village is growing. The idea was to do a $5,000 project, but it ended up being over $40,000 project because we wanted the water quality to be a really good one, and we wanted it to last. We didn't want it to be poisonous after a few years or shut down after a few years. That's why it took about 4 years to get that going, and a lot of money, not to count the transportation, but we're very happy we did that. Another big thing that we've done is partner with Children's Memorial Foundation, Children's Burn Foundation, and Torrance Memorial Hospital to provide reconstructive surgeries to Jasper. Jasper is here with me today. Jasper was burned in a fire when he was 10 months old, and he was badly deformed as a result of that. We met him in 2012, adopted him into the family, and got him here to the United States with the help of this foundation, and he received over $1 million worth of surgeries and over 20 major surgeries on his face and his hands. So we're very happy for that work today. Jasper is living here, and he's going to school. He finished school really quickly, which is one of the reasons why I am passionate about what I'm going to present today. He finished school in less than 2 years, starting from 9th grade, never having used a computer before. And he was able to do it, and he's in college, and he's doing really well. Today on our way, he's like, I had all A's. I had more points than the teacher needed. I'm like, woo! And a few years ago, say 10 years ago, Jasper would not have been in this place if people did not rally around the idea to help him and get him the help that he needed. Another thing that we've been doing for many years is provide school supplies to kids in the villages. We would host soccer games or any kind of sport, cross country, and have them compete in this event. The winners get some money, but we make sure that everybody that attends gets school supplies. And that has been such a hit program. Every year the kids all rally out, and instead of just sitting around the village, they would come participate for a week, sometimes 2 weeks, and get all these goodies for school, saving them money. That we did that for many, many years. Over 100 kids will come out every year until 2016. 2016, English Cameroon, where we have been focused, decided that they wanted to split from French Cameroon. So it's now an area that is completely unsafe. The classrooms are completely unsafe for children. And the reasons are these. Classrooms now have become a place where students can just be picked up. They are like cattle in a pen, sitting ducks. They come in and they scoop them. Some try to get them into the army or just threaten them for being in school, because the opposition thinks that the best way to fight the government of Cameroon is to shut down everything, particularly schools. So children have not been in school since 2016 in English Cameroon, which really halted our work. So as you can see, 70 students were seized in Bamenda, 176 mainly students, some teachers kidnapped in a city called Kombo. These are big cities in the English Cameroon region. And it just goes back to show, if we all remember the 276 girls in Nigeria that we adopted, it's starting to look like a trend. They're using the classrooms as a way to advance their agendas, and it's hurting the kids. That's the next generation. These are the kids that will be the leaders of this country, but they're using that to hurt our kids. The boys are disillusioned. I traveled through English Cameroon in 2017, and I could just see how frustrating it was. The boys are just at home. Some of them have taken to the streets. Some of them have joined the rebels. Some of them have moved away since there's no schools, and they've started small businesses which can barely sustain them. What is the future for these kids? That's what I just keep wondering. What is the future without education? If I never had education, will I be here? What is the future for these kids? For the girls, that one hurts me really bad, because that is me in that picture. I am the oldest of 7 kids, and if I had not gone to school, most of my siblings would not be where they are today. It's because I was able to go to school, I was able to get a job, I was able to support my parents, that most of my siblings were able to also go to school and have stable lives. That girl in that picture, probably that baby is their baby. I talked to a teacher on my way from one village to the other, and I said, so what's the situation like? And he said, 1/3 of the girls in his classroom are pregnant or have babies. And I wonder, what future are we creating? Yes, we're fighting a war that is supposed to give us a better tomorrow, but a better tomorrow, who is going to lead these countries? What's going to happen to the children that are being born into a system where there are no schools? As a result of that problem, I remember Jasper, and I said, there must be a way, and there has to be a way. We have to find a way. I remember that Jasper was able, from a village, to finish school starting at 9th grade in less than 2 years and go to college and able to do well in college. So these children, they are able, if given the opportunity, to do the same thing. So I started West Region Academy under Plant a Seed. And the goal is to build an online school where these children will be able to have a safe environment to learn. They can access their classes from anywhere. They have flexible schedule for the ones that have already gone into businesses or the girls that are already married and they're trying to just survive. They might do their daily jobs and then in the evening try to learn something to get a high school diploma, keep learning. We want this online platform to be a really high education platform, not just something where they go learn how to speak English. You have to learn everything and get diplomas. So the goal is to get this program accredited here in the United States. I'm already talking with the accreditation people, and we're working out a plan for that. The students will be also able to write the GCE board exam, which is the Cameroon exam. So we are building it in a way that the curriculum will allow them not just to graduate with a high school diploma from the United States, but also be able to go sit the board exam in Cameroon and pass. The tuition is all in one. Growing up as a young girl, I had to leave home to go to secondary school. Secondary school is from probably 8th grade through 12th grade. I had to leave home. Buy the books, buy the uniform, pay the school fees, pay the PTAs and all of that, and then pay for rent, pay for food, all of that at 13 years old. Bye-bye parents, go get your own home. So this will minimize that problem of kids leaving home to go somewhere else to learn. We'll offer them professional assistance, as we'll have technicians to help them whenever they need help, whenever they call, or they can come to a center. Offer them computer skills through our center. The funniest thing with these kids is that at midnight sometimes they email me or they'll send me a Facebook message from a village. And I'm like, how did you manage to do that? Where did you get the money? So to me, I want to turn that into a way of leverage that. Instead of them Facebooking me, they should be studying. They should be learning something. So whether it's through a computer or it's through their phones, we want to be able to leverage that. The big picture here. We all know that Sub-Saharan Africa, or even if we didn't know, Sub-Saharan Africa, according to the UNESCO Institute of Statistics, is the highest has the highest education exclusion rate, over 60%. 9 million girls will never go to school. 9 million girls between the ages of 6 and 11 will never go to school, and 6 million boys will never go to school. And the population of Sub-Saharan Africa is the fastest growing population right now. So if we stick with the way that education is going, classrooms, and now political unrest everywhere, and kids cannot even go to the classroom, it means that the education exclusion rate is only going to increase. So an online school is one of the best ways now that we can reach this group of people. How are we better than the other institution? First, we're offering them a safe environment. Government schools, for one, to go to a government school, you pay about $10, $300 or $400, depending on the level that you're in. Whether you're in class 1, that's how we call them, probably grade 1, class 1, class 2, class 3, so the prices differ depending on class. For private schools, $100 through $1,000. It's not everybody that can send their kid to a private school. It's pretty expensive. And for our school, our goal is to ask for $300 flat rate all year for all the benefits that I've already listed. And these kids can take more than the normal amount of classes they have to take depending on their speed, which is what Jasper did. Like they offer them 3 classes, they go take 5 at the same cost. How are we getting the word out? Word of mouth, that's pretty big in villages and across Cameroon. Word of mouth is pretty big. Community groups, that's what we call Njangi houses. That's where the parents go and they put money and give it to somebody to help the other. It's called Jangi groups. So they're community groups, and that's one of the best places to reach parents and tell them about this. Social media, like I said, these kids are on Facebook all the time. Churches is also a big way to reach people. So we want to start with 50 kids. It seems like a big number, but it is not a big number. But at the same time, it's quite challenging to get 50 kids. But if we can have all the resources we need, this will be quite easy. So we'll start with 50 kids, start them at 8th grade. They'll have access to computers. They can come to our center, or they can just stay at wherever they are and work. We are planning to have a staff of 5 in Cameroon and a staff of 3 in the United States. Talking to the accreditation committee, they suggested having 1 science teacher and 1 math teacher, 1 English teacher, 1 science and math teacher, 1 English and arts teacher, which we have already secured. Our budget so far for 5 years, 50 kids is $1.25 million. So far we've raised $750, but I'm not scared. Why? Because when I started with Jasper, when I picked Jasper up the first time, I knew how big it was going to be to take care of this young man. But I believed that there are people out there that can make this happen. And today, as I've told you, you, the Rhododian, you have almost eliminated polio. You never did that in one day. You didn't do that alone. So this, I believe, can be done. It will not be done in one day, and I cannot do it alone, which is why I'm talking to all of you today. One way you can help is donate financially. You can join our fundraising committee. You can be a teacher if you are an educator in the house. Come join us. We need all the brains we can. This is a major problem in Sub-Saharan Africa, and not just Sub-Saharan Africa, in other countries. We need educators. We need people that are passionate about everybody being literate to join us. We need technology advisors. This is an online thing. I have no idea. Besides checking my emails and other things, I have no idea how to work this thing. So I need help. Help us. I love this Chinese proverb. If you're planning for a year, sow rice. If you're planning for a decade, plant trees. If you're planning for a lifetime, educate people. Thank you.